Alrighty, lumberjacks, welcome back to another episode of FDR Logging, because that's who we are and that's what we're doing. Last time we were playing, we were loading. We have a lot of stuff to load, so I'm going to try to hammer out as much of the loading as we possibly can on this episode, because I have decided that after we get all the logs loaded out and completed, we are going to go over to the new map. Actually, you know what? What I might do is I'm going to stretch this episode a little bit. And what I'm going to do is whatever we end up with remaining, I will actually just load that somewhere else. Like, I won't even continue it in this series. I will just load that out on make short videos out of it or something. So we'll try to bang out as many loads as we can on this episode. But then in the next episode, I really do want to move on to the new map, which is finally completed. Of course, by the time you're seeing this video, the thing will probably have been out for like a month and a bit, or God knows how long. These videos I've been recording kind of intermittently during the week, but I'm getting kind of ahead of myself because I'm only releasing 2 a week. But I'm some days I'm able to record 2 in a row, or then sometimes I get a week where I can't record any. So it's been a bit of a struggle trying to plan that out accurately. But that's the joy of content creation, my friends. It's trying to keep an avid schedule. So every once in a while something will happen, like I'll date myself in terms of like, oh, this just came out, and you guys are like, actually that came out like a long time ago by the time you're seeing the video. So that's the joys, man. The joys of content creation. So, topic of the day. It was actually funny because I mentioned this in one of my live streams. So, it's not a controversial subject, but it also is. So, firearms, guns, weapons, that kind of stuff. So, this episode may get demonetized just for saying the word gun in a episode. I hope it doesn't, but hey. So, we're going to talk about firearms ownership and that kind of stuff. So if you are from the United States, most states or a lot of the states allow you guys to, with your constitutional rights and all that stuff, you're able to just go buy guns, basically. I mean, some places you have licensing similar to what we have in Canada, and some places it's just open season. Anybody over the age of 18 without a mental health record can just walk into a store and buy whatever the heck they want, which is pretty neat. So in Canada, it is very strict, or a lot stricter than it used to be. We've also had some really crazy laws coming through with the C-21 bill and some other stuff that have basically banned all of the scary-looking guns in Canada. So regardless of your stance on guns, like I have friends who are very liberal or democratic, I guess if you're from the States, and I have friends who are very conservative or Republican, as you'd say in the States. So regardless of your views on firearms and all that stuff, the logic behind the current Canadian bills for banning the firearms make absolutely no sense whatsoever. So this C-21, basically the concern is that dangerous automatic firearms, like, you know, AR-15s and high-caliber automatic weapons are getting into the hands of the criminal scum that walk the earth. And, you know, you talk about, like, mass shootings and that kind of stuff that goes on. The whole plan with the C-21 bill in the Liberal Party in Canada is to effectively eliminate all assault weapons, or any weapons that look scary enough to be considered an assault weapon, even though it may not actually confine or be defined by what it actually is. So basically what happened is a group of people within the Liberal Party and whatever consultants they worked with went through every single firearm that they sell in Canada, and they basically looked at them, and if they looked tactical in basically any shape or form, or scary, or any kind of potential, you know, Call of Duty look to a gun, it got on the banned list. They banned it. Doesn't matter caliber, doesn't matter anything. Just if it looked scary, it basically made the list. So the crazy part is they put this list out, banned all the guns. Now, granted, at the time of me recording this video, apparently there's supposed to be another list coming, so maybe they'll just ban everything. I don't know. But anyway, at the time of recording this video, our government is currently shut down, I guess you'd say. I'm going to load these longs here while I'm here. It's shut down right now due to the government falling apart and our prime minister stepping down, blah, 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 blah. So anyway, the crazy part is you can still buy shotguns, large, like 12 gauge, larger caliber shotguns, which can do 10 times the amount of damage of, say, a 22 caliber weapon. And you can buy these shotguns in bullpup formats and, large assault rifle looking stuff just fine still, and that's totally legal and that's totally legit. But if you have a 22 that looks like an AR, it's banned. And that's got a lot of gun enthusiasts, including myself, shaking our head, going like, well, where's the sense in that? That doesn't make any sense at all, right? 'Cause it's like, if you're trying to make dangerous weapons the target, why would you go after small caliber weapons like a 22? And I'm not trying to downplay the dangerousness of weapons. I mean, you can kill somebody with a 22 if you shoot them in the right place, I'm sure. But it's not a weapon that a mass shooter, I believe, would pursue, just because it wouldn't be effective, I don't think, in a combat type situation. I don't think it would be very effective at all to use that. But like I said, so there's some guns that are still higher caliber that are semi-automatic that are totally fine, but then they banned the 22s because they looked scary, and it was just, it just didn't make any sense to myself and a lot of people. So there's that side of the bill, and there's a whole bunch of other stuff that's going on that's kind of crazy with that, right? So unfortunately, I do like the more tactical guns. I love them. That's just me. My parents always had all the old school stuff, and I definitely came into the generation of the cool tactical Call of Duty type looking guns, and I really do love them. I think they look cool. I think they're pretty effective, and that's just my personal opinion on it. And everybody's going to have a different taste. It's like people with their vehicles, right? Some people love lifted trucks. Some people hate lifted trucks. Some people love the riced out Honda Civics. Some people hate them, right? It really comes down to personal preference and that kind of stuff. So anyway, with the bill as it is right now, government's changing, things changing, all of this stuff may change. And again, I don't know if I'm allowed to even talk about this stuff on YouTube. It's not like we're talking about really controversial stuff in terms of bad things. But yeah, I am definitely pro firearms and pro owning a weapon. I'm pro safety, responsible firearms owner style. I don't believe anybody should, not to crap on Americans, but I do think you guys in some states should have to, and I don't know, some states you have to go through firearms courses, get firearms licenses, and then some, now I don't know the truth of it all in the matter, but some people say, if you're 18 and an American citizen, you can just go into a store and buy a pistol or whatever at the age of 18 or 19 or whatever 21, whatever your legal age is there, without any background, without any training, without anything, just because it's your right to go buy a pistol. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if you guys have to take a course of some kind, but I do think it's important that people do take firearms courses and proper training, at least just initially, even a base starting point. I think that would probably help people out more than not, because I do believe in doing things safely and properly and not getting people hurt when they don't need to be hurt, right? Preach safety, because it's legit. There's been lots of accidents that have happened because people were negligent with firearms. So I'm definitely very pro safety and making sure everything is done properly, at least to the best degree possible in terms of firearms. But that being said, at the time of when this bill came in, I went to get my firearms license. My wife and I both got ours at the same time, but it took an entire year to get our licenses. So yeah, it was or maybe just short of a year, but pretty much a year to get our licenses actually sent to us after we took our firearms courses, just because there was such a backlog of people buying or getting the licenses, I guess. And the system was changing, and there's a whole bunch of variables there. So the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, the RCMP, sent us our firearms licenses, and we've just been buying up guns nonstop since we got them, because I had lots of guns that I really wanted to get for a long time, but obviously I didn't have the proper licensing. And then when I finally did get it, I just started going AWOL and buying them all. Just pew, 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 pew. Unfortunately, like I said, at the time of when I did finally get my license, a lot of the really really cool guns that I wanted to buy were banned. There was a lot of modernized versions of like World War II guns, you know, STG 44s, MP 40s, that kind of stuff. And all they were was 22s, like 22 caliber bullets. So like little teeny weeny varmint style bullets. But they were put into these old school classic bodies of replicas of the MP 40s and the STG 44s and the assault weapons like the GSG 16s and 15s or whatever the case there. And I just really wanted to get some of those because I think they're just super cool and they're fun to shoot. Like if you're a sports shooter, like on the range shooting targets and stuff, they're actually really fun to shoot. I've had the pleasure of firing a couple of them. So I was looking forward to getting those, but unfortunately, they are all banned now because they're too scary looking. So again, we're hoping with change of government, maybe that'll make an effect. But I'm definitely very pro firearms in terms of safe handling and people being able to own them as long as they're, you know, capable and can show that they're capable of using them. But Canada is a very different place when it comes to our rules and regulations around guns and stuff. It used to be a little more open, but it is what it is. We get what we get, so we get what we get. But yeah, I'm looking forward to hopefully some changes in law to open up some of the purchase of some of those fun sports guns again, because I kind of feel like I missed out on that. But I know the people that do own them, some of them, they're considered prohibited weapons, and the government has some brilliant idea of having everybody send their guns back to the post office and they'll give you a certain amount of money for them or something. Like from what I've heard, it's a pittance, like a tiny amount of money that they're going to give you compared to what you bought for it. So I think a lot of people that had the banned guns that are prohibited will never, you know, they all fell in the river. I don't think anybody's ever going to admit they have them. They'll lock them up and hide them somewhere before you'll ever see them. I don't have any banned. None of the weapons I have are on the prohibited list, at least yet. I'm hoping none of them ever do. But like, I don't want to bring that stuff back after spending all that money. That's ridiculous. So hopefully a change in government will maybe fix or correct that. But man, the future is pretty uncertain in terms of how things are going to go in the old political realm. I'm not going to get into the politics of things, but yeah, just wild. But yeah, I don't know. I imagine if you're a guy who's enthusiastic about logging or you're a logger in real life, you're probably more than likely a firearms owner. That's kind of our general group of people that play these games and stuff are all kind of part of that world. So I figured you guys would all be similar-ish. But I mean, hey, that's the way she goes. You know, if you're an outdoorsy type person or you live in rural areas, that's a pretty big popular thing is firearm ownership. And that, and you know, like we inherit stuff too, like from parents and uncles and stuff. I know they got lots of guns and stuff that I'm sure will probably end up getting inherited onto us. So it's probably good to have your license in order. But I mean, if you don't have a license, get one. It's so easy. It's a really easy course. It's actually pretty fun. It's really informative. In Canada, they're pretty easy to get. But go do the course. Get your, even if you have just like a shotgun or something, just for home defense or whatever you want, you know. It's always something you can do. I guess we'll just work our way this way and then work our way back. Again, I don't think I'm going to have enough time to clean up all of this stuff, but we'll see what we can get done here. Still got another 15. We'll just try to slam out these loads as quick as we can. But we got all that wood over there, all that wood over there. Yeah, it's gonna be a minute. But yeah, I mean, if you guys are comfortable, you can share if you're a firearm owner and what you think of it all. I'm sure if you're a firearm owner and you're aware of all the stupid bills that are going on right now that are just wild. Okay, so here we go. We'll get a little political, right on the line of politics, right? And I mean, if you're against what I'm saying, that's totally cool. Argue your points in the comments. I totally agree. So the purpose, like I said, of the whole bill C-21 was to stop mass shootings, to stop potential terrorist gang-related violence, yada, 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 from being an issue. Because if you can't buy the guns, then you can't use them to shoot people and rob people and all that stuff, right? That's the theory. So, okay, I hear your theory, but, and I mean, this is, people have, I haven't looked this up, but this is what I'm hearing from all the gun advocates and stuff, that the majority of the actual violent crime that's happening is not from weapons that were purchased in Canada. It's stuff that's been smuggled over from the United States or other countries or other areas. It's not Canadian firearms. Well, one, we don't really have the craziest fun firearms that you can use for something like that, but it's not those firearms that somebody bought legally under their license that they got legally that are causing the crimes. Most of the reported weapons used in crimes are actually from illegal weapons that we either don't sell in Canada, don't provide in Canada, or the person didn't have a license and he got them on the black market illegally or from other criminals, right? So the big logical kick that I agree with from the firearm side is, where is the logic in banning all of these guns that aren't even the ones that are being used in the crime? Like, so what's it going to stop? If the guns that are being used in the crimes aren't the guns that are being banned from us Canadians, then what are you stopping? You think gun violence is going to go down? No. The same people that were going to commit the crimes are still going to buy the guns from those same criminals that are getting them from other places that aren't even our area. So what is this? Like, what is this going to solve? I don't think it's going to fix anything. I think it's just a big old red herring of a situation. It's just not very well thought through, unfortunately. Oops. Oh, you little bugger. So, yeah. I mean, people can argue the point all day long if they want, but, yeah. A lot of guys are just saying how nonsensical this whole thing feels. If it was a guaranteed, like, okay, we're getting rid of these guns and then you'll never see gun violence again because they're all banned and no one will ever have one again or something, and they could guarantee it, sure, I could see that being a potentially good thing, you know? Okay, fine, you know what? This will help with gun violence. It's going to stop entirely. But disarming the average homeowner from defending themselves, I mean, even defending themselves against potential gang violence or problems, right? Like, where I live, I'm not too concerned about things like gang violence or any troubles like that, but in the odd event that type of stuff were to show up at your front door and become a problem, I bet you'd sure be happier being a firearm owner knowing you could protect yourself in a time of need. That, or you hope 911 gets here fast enough, but again, a matter of public opinion, I guess. I'm very pro protect yourself. I've seen, working through my years of working in security, 15 years of working in security and dealing with a lot of really nasty people. I know exactly what people are capable of, and I definitely remember all the things that have happened and what people can do under any circumstances. So for me, in my personal experience with other bad human beings and having to deal with them, I feel more than happy and more than supportive of owning a gun to protect yourself in the odd event that instance decides to walk its way into your house and cause problems. But yeah, we'll see what happens with it all. Oh, geez, I had a good sneeze in there. I didn't even drop a log when I sneezed, so that's good. But I don't know, like, in Canada, they're always like, oh, the Americans are so crazy with their guns and they're obsessive. Everyone needs a gun, da 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 da. But you know what? In Canada, I think it's something people should be more friendly with. I think there's a lot of people in this country that are scared of guns or have never been around guns. Responsible gun ownership is very important. I really do agree with that. But I think, you look at Hollywood and gang stuff, and I think there's just been a really big onus around guns being this big evil entity, as the old Charleston Heston, right? It's the guns that are killing the people. It's the apes with guns. No, it's the it's the people and the behaviors of the people that cause the trouble there. So if you have responsible gun owners, I don't really see a problem. If you have a bunch of crazy lunatics, unhinged people getting the firearms from illegal sources, then yeah, you're gonna have a bit of a problem. See if I can get all of this in one load here. Anyway, all that to say, like, I hope people just stop getting dumber and start getting smarter. That's a big wish, I know, but I think we can fit this on there. Oh, I don't know. That one's pretty full. That one's pretty full. Maybe we'll just trickle it on top and see what happens here. She's going to be a very hefty load. It's sitting there. As long as we get those locking straps on there real quick, I think we got her. Look at that. We got her. I can't believe we cleaned up that whole bucket of stuff there. That was a lot of logs. We're just going to keep going. We'll do like a 2-hour-long episode here. And then I won't be able to upload it because I'm actually going to cut out this way. Screw this stupid little road I built. I think I can just cut through these trees here, maybe. We'll just zigzag through. I've done it enough in testing. I'm excited to go try the new map, though. That'll be fun. I haven't actually logged on it yet, but it looks pretty good. It looks like it'll be a decent one. There we go. See, look at that. All the logs in the world. It's so bright on this freaking map. Once you get that, like, direct sunlight, everything just looks so washed out and white. It's like, bah. But whatever. It's all good. But yeah, like I said, I imagine most of you guys are probably gun owners or hopeful gun owners. I do highly recommend everybody go, at least in Canada, where you have to do it, or depending on US, what state you're in. Go get your license, go get your PAL, go get your whatever you need. And I mean, it definitely doesn't hurt to have that in your back pocket, right? And the course was easy. It was a really easy course and very informative. And I'm trying to encourage some of my friends to get it and get on the addiction of buying guns, because guns are actually they're fun and they're cool and they're good, and as long as you do things safely, it can be an absolute fun ass time. So that's my little promotion to the NRA. They have not sponsored me, but hey guys, I know you got a lot of money, so if you guys want to sponsor me, I'll promote firearms all day, all night. And because I just said that, this video will probably be demonetized, but I don't really care. Yeah. Safe utilization of firearms. But we can't, like, in Canada, you can't own, like, pistols or anything like that. You can't own handguns. Well, they did. They had, like, restricted licenses. I don't have a restricted license. I just have, like, the regular buy shotguns, buy rifles license, like it's called the PAL. Possession Acquisition License or whatever. And that just allows me to buy, like, regular rifles and stuff like that, and rifles and shotguns, and you can get some pretty cool stuff. But yeah, it's a good thing to get. Go get your PAL. It's a super easy course, and it's good to have because you just never know. And I'm not in any way a doomsday prepper type guy at all. Like, I don't believe in the prepper stuff. I think it's a little wild. I think it's smart to have preparation of emergency scenarios, like a little bit, not crazy. I'm not building a bunker in my backyard. Not that I'm like against people that have built bunkers in their backyards. It's just, I mean, if it gets to that point, do I really want to live through that? I don't know. If we're getting to the point where we got to live in bunkers, I'm probably just going to say, you know, whatever's out there, eat me, nuke me, whatever. I'm done. I don't really care. But there are emergency scenarios that come up, right? There's like emergency scenarios in terms of like food shortages could happen. You know, you could have a big food shortage, like, you know, food supply gets cut off or something, or storms. So, you know, it's good to pack extra food, extra, you know, supplies in your house. Like I have tons of extra food, and usually the food I have is like non-perishable like canned goods that we just never ate. So I'm just like, well, we either throw it out or I can keep it in the basement in the odd event we have to have food during like a really bad weather event. Because we've had times in our town even where like we've lost power for several days. A week one time was almost a whole week. And it was just like anarchy around here. It was crazy, right? But like everything, it was like COVID, right? The store shelves were just getting like just ripped. Like everybody was grabbing everything off the store shelves. You couldn't buy anything. Like it was absolute insanity. So even having like from COVID or from that event that happened that one time with the power outage, just having that memory in my head of like, okay, what things did we run out of? It's like toilet paper, right? That's the weirdest thing. So like people ran out of toilet paper, medicine, like Tylenol, Advil, that kind of stuff, like painkillers, that kind of thing. That's the first stuff to go. Water. People bought water en masse, like water bottles, because they thought for sure that the water was never coming back and everybody was going to die. And so I believe it's good to have a small supply of that stuff, like maybe even a week or 2 weeks worth just in your house. I don't consider that like crazy prepping. I think that's like just being smart. If you got like 30 years worth of stuff in your house, I mean, whatever, power to you, right? But I don't think that's really super duper necessary. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'll be wishing I was a doomsday prepper here by the end of it all. But I didn't really think that was a super duper necessity. Okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do this one last load here, and then I'll just save the rest, and I'll clean that up in like some short videos or something. Save it for a live stream. But we did pretty good. Let's take a last view here. This has been a long go because this was my first map, so we like carved out this whole path and did this whole block over the series of many episodes, and over the series of me just testing when I first got into FS25. It's crazy to think it's been this long already since the game came out. It feels like it was just yesterday that we were like trying to figure out how to get the tracks and the mods and everything working. It's kind of crazy. Pretty nuts, man. Let's try loading from here and see how it goes. But yeah, doomsday prepping. Oh, I can get to a wild world with that stuff, I'll tell you. And I'm not against people who prep. I think for me, it's like, I just don't care enough. Like, yeah, if it's a 2-week ordeal or like even a month-long horrible ordeal, yeah, I'd rather be prepared to survive that. If it's going to be like, oh, a 30-year fallout and everyone's going to die, I just don't think I want to bother trying to survive through that. Maybe just for the entertainment value of like, hey, let's see what happens because it's interesting. But it's like, really, at that point, is there much quality of life left really worth living? I don't know. I don't think it'll be like the Fallout video game. I think it'll be much, much worse. I've seen enough movies that were pretty realistic in terms of what would happen in modern day society to Fallout-y type stuff. Actually, you know what I might do? I steal some of these shorts. And we'll squeeze them in between the bunks here. Let's put a little rack right here. I kind of push these down a little bit. They kind of just blend right in there. And then I can just bury them with longs. Actually, let's grab this little guy here. Sweep. And we're going to slide that up a bit. Boop. And we could probably do that with these too if you really wanted. You know what? We'll just bury those ones. I don't really care. I don't know if there was any other shorts. Was it just that one? Or is there more back there? Nope, just that one little stick. Just the one little guy. And we'll just slide that forward and slip it right in there. What do you guys think of that? I asked you multiple questions. We talked about firearms and doomsday prepping. There's all kinds of stuff going on in this episode. But what do you guys think about it? One, what do you think about firearms? And I'm not asking you guys to list what firearms you have because you might be condemning yourself in the future. What do you guys think about firearms in general? And I mean, obviously people from the States, which is our larger audience, will have different opinions than guys in Canada maybe. But, and from that, what do you guys think about the prepper concept? How many of you have a bunker in your backyard? You can be honest with me. It's okay. Be honest. Tell me about your bunker. I might need to borrow it one day. Where do I want to go with this one? Do I want to flip it the other way? Probably. Can I flip this without falling over? Oh. We're going to try. I don't know if you'd be able to get away with that in real life. These machines are pretty perked up in terms of weight strength. Oh, there we go. Swoop. Beauty. Okay, there we go. Oh, whoa, whoa. Easy. I wonder if I can get one more on there. Oh, yeah, I think I got room. I just got to skirt this back a little bit. I think I can get one more grab. I don't know about all of this grab, but I can get one more grab in there. Let's go. Like a really light grab. It's not very light, but whatever. We're going to do the same flipperoonie here. Get that way out there. And trickle this on top and see what happens. Need to go that way a bit. Oh. Oh, look at that. That kind of went in there nice. I think that's topped. All right. All right, okay, we'll do this. We're going to unload this last load. And like I said, the rest I'll just save. It's all good. If not, we could have a 3-hour episode. Hey, we punched out quite a bit of loads there, though, for our first start and go. So we probably got how many left? At least one load there that we'll pick up. Maybe 1.5 between those two piles. I could probably make that into 1.5 if I stack her up. So if you did 1.5 left, then carry that half over to that pile, which would equal another 1 probably, and then maybe 1 more. So we got like 4 loads left, maybe 4 loads. We're gonna roll through the, you know what, I'm just gonna get back onto that main road here faster because it's a little sketchy. It's actually not a bad looking load. I thought it was gonna be sketchy there, but it settled quite nicely once we got her in there. Once you start mixing in those like kind of twiny ends with the weird shaped crooky bits and stuff, then the load kind of gets a little funky sometimes. And if you unlock it, it settles, and then relock it. And gotta love the physics, hey? Always an adventure with the physics. All right, let's get this load unloaded, and then I think we're golden. I look forward to you guys' comments and the potential demonetization of this video, depending on how it fares in the eyes of the YouTubes. Because I've seen people go as far as like blurring out guns in videos and blurring out the word, beeping out the word gun or shoot. I think that's crazy. I think that's next level crazy, to me anyway. But maybe I'm just too much of a boomer now. I don't know. Well, we learned our terminology in a couple videos ago there, so okay boomer is going to be a big one that I'm going to have to hear. Because I guess we're supposed to be the last generation of our boomer parents that carried their values and traditions or something. According to who and what, right? Like, jeez. Remember, all these theories are only reality if you choose to believe them, right? There's all these people out there on TikToks and YouTubes and places saying these crazy theories and opinions of generations and what they are and what they should be and blah, 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 blah. Well, the only way to validate those people's opinions is if people start believing them and making them a reality. If you just choose to go, yeah, no, you're an idiot, suddenly those values aren't real anymore. Funny, hey? Super weird. Let's see if we can get that. Oh. Yeah. Oh. Don't fall in the guy's truck. That's a terrible grab. We're just going to wing it over here. Oof, look at that. Made it. Better grab this little stick here. Whoop. Oh, there. Oh, I thought I had her stuck. Okay, last 2, 3 logs, maybe 4. And that's it. We did this map, man. That doesn't mean we'll never come back to this map, but we're done with this one for now. The next one's pretty fun. Pelican Lake. That's where we're going to. Pelican Lake. That'll be fun. Do some enjoyable different areas and stuff like that. Let's see how much this one's worth just as a final one. I forgot to do a price count as we were going, but you'll probably see it up in the corner there. 38, 743. Oh, that's not bad for a long log load. Those are just 14 meters, so... All right, guys. Well, you know what? I'm going to leave it at this. I hope you guys enjoyed our episode discussing the controversial stuff. And we'll see what happens with this episode. I think it'll be kind of fun. All right, guys. We'll catch you in the next one. See ya.